Hello everyone and welcome to the Dockery Docket podcast. The podcast where we are once again talking about the Jeffrey Epstein story because it just won't die. Please make it stop! Enjoy the episode. So usually with different news stories, they're here one week and gone the next. And the whole Donald Trump presidency has just been filled with crazy stories. Remember when tariffs were going to lead to a Great Depression and the stock market was going to crash and soon it was going to be zero? That was a few months ago. Remember when egg prices were too high? Well, now those are going down. And who could forget the risk of the United States going into World War III? Everyone was freaking out about it, but now it's just a thing of the past and we don't worry about it anymore. However, it seems like this story with Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein just won't die. People are genuinely angry about the situation, like how I talked about in the last episode, and rightfully so. Because I still believe that Donald Trump should release all the files that he has, and I also believe that he and the administration has mishandled this situation a lot. However, people have gone a little bit overboard when it comes to Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, as people are claiming that they have found smoking guns, and finally we can show that Donald Trump is a pedophile and there's videos of him doing inappropriate things with minors, but the smoking gun is just releasing smoke and it's shooting blanks. There's nothing really there. There are stories that don't seem to be true. There are pictures of Trump and Epstein together that don't really say much. And that doesn't necessarily mean that Donald Trump did anything illegal or nefarious. I know that the left wants to get Donald Trump on this Epstein stuff. I know that they want to call him a pedophile, but right now, they have absolutely no evidence to convince me and other people that Donald Trump is a pedophile or has done anything illegally. All of this smoke is just smoke. And like I said before, the gun is only firing blanks. The first story about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein comes from the Great Wall Street Journal. As the title reads, exclusive, Jeffrey Epstein's friends sent him bawdy letters for a 50th birthday album. One was from Donald Trump. Now, this really wasn't the smoking gun that I was expecting to see. I was expecting to see pictures of Donald Trump doing inappropriate things with minors, maybe. That would be a real smoking gun. But this was absolutely crap. And honestly, this story doesn't even sound like Donald Trump at all. As apparently Donald Trump gave Jeffrey Epstein this letter, and it's a very weird poem-type letter thing with a woman's silhouette drawn on it, with boobs on it, and with Donald Trump's name by the pubic area. I know that's a little weird, and this episode might be PG-13, but that's what the picture shows. I have a picture of it. I'm not sure if that is the correct one, but that's what people are saying is what is in the book. But, you know, it's AI and people could be doing random things, so I'm not sure if it's real or not. And also, this picture looks a lot more realistic than the pictures that I've seen online of people doing their own little doodles and putting the words inside of it, which are just silly memes and I think are absolutely hilarious. But anyway, let's read this letter that Donald Trump wrote to Jeffrey Epstein, and I will let you decide if you think that this sounds like Donald Trump or not. Hey, Mr. Producer, can I get some dramatic music? Voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything.
Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is.
Nor will I, since I also know what it is.
We have certain things in common, Jeffrey.
Yes, we do. Come to think of it.
Enigmas never age, have you noticed that?
As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you.
A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be a wonderful secret.
Thank you for that. Honest question. Does that sound at all like Donald Trump? I mean, come on, the person that is bold and brash, the person that uses very simple English when he talks. is now for some reason writing different poetries and haikus to Jeffrey Epstein? Maybe Trump was different back in the day, but I just don't think that this is Donald Trump. The big smoking gun that the left has continued to talk about with this story is the last part, where it said a pal, oh wait, let me read it like Trump, sorry.
A pal is a wonderful thing to have. Happy birthday, and may every day be a wonderful secret.
This is insinuating that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein have different secrets, like maybe sleeping with underage girls on an island. This letter, even if it was real, is absolutely nothing. Who honestly cares if Donald Trump wrote a letter to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday party in 2003? It doesn't mean that Donald Trump was involved in anything illegal at all. So now Donald Trump got really angry about this whole situation and decided that he was going to sue the Wall Street Journal, claiming on Truth Social that he warned Rupert Murdoch and the Washington Post not to post this story, and if they did, they will be sued. Trump went on to say that Caroline Leavitt and himself told Emma Tucker that the story was fake and went with it anyway. Later on in an interview, Donald Trump claimed,
"This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story. I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women. It's not my language. It's not my words. I'm gonna sue the Wall Street Journal just like I sued everyone else."
Now, this is why I hate the media, and I despise the media, and I have trouble believing them. Because they cut Donald Trump's quote off and specifically focused on Donald Trump saying, "I haven't wrote a picture in my life." I mean, go look it up right now, because if you do, there are countless articles saying Donald Trump lied, Donald Trump said the wrong thing, Donald Trump caught in a lie because he used to draw pictures in the past, as he drew pictures for charity, and all of these different pictures were skyscrapers and the New York City skyline, not pictures of nude women. I mean, oh man, it looks like the left has Donald Trump now. They caught him in a lie. Oh man, it looks like the left has Donald Trump now. They caught him in a lie. Apparently he draws pictures, which means that he is a terrible pedophile. But they don't include the last part of that sentence where he says, "I don't draw pictures of women." Period. And I mean, do you understand how hard it was for me to actually find that quote of Donald Trump saying that? I was listening to a podcast and they played the video of Donald Trump actually saying that. And I said, oh, I need to find that. So I went and I Googled it, and it took me forever because I had to constantly go through articles. Donald Trump lied. Donald Trump said the wrong thing. Donald Trump did this, that, or whatever. But the quote says that I don't draw pictures of women, and those aren't my words. The media was covering up the truth because they like this story. They think that somehow Donald Trump is going to get sunk by this Jeffrey Epstein crap. And then they're going to get Donald Trump impeached, and then they're going to get him removed, and then they're going to throw him in jail, just like they tried to do over and over again. But still, these smoking guns mean absolutely nothing. There's no evidence right now that Donald Trump did anything nefarious. We also have another book here that apparently means that Donald Trump is once again an evil, terrible pedophile. As the opening cover of the book says, "To Jeff, you are the greatest. Signed, Donald." Seriously, that's it? That's all you got? A book? A book cover that says you're the greatest? That's it? That's your smoking gun? All that you have is a weird letter that probably isn't true from 2003 and a book calling Epstein the greatest in 1997. Both situations were before Donald Trump kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago for inappropriate behavior, and also before Jeffrey Epstein was even arrested for inappropriate behavior. There is more video evidence that Donald Trump helped prosecutors get Jeffrey Epstein arrested than there are videos of Donald Trump doing inappropriate things with minors or doing anything illegal with Jeffrey Epstein. You have to remember in life that people change. Sometimes they change for the better, and sometimes they change for the absolute worst. Donald Trump found out that Jeffrey Epstein was changing for the worst. And when Trump found out that his friend had changed for the worst, he decided to kick him out of Mar-a-Lago. Then Donald Trump didn't talk to Epstein again, but instead he talked to different lawyers and tried to sink Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, take a look at this.
Nothing at all. The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, "Let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know," and was very helpful in the information that he gave, and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of him.
That was in 2009?
That was in 2009. So,
but the question stays the same as the last episode. Why won't he just release these different files? Well, ever since I released that episode, I've been thinking about different things in my head. I've been listening to different things about Jeffrey Epstein and trying to understand what is actually going on here. And it is interesting because it seems like Trump is trying to go around these different files, which is strange. He tried to have Pam Bondi release different files that were up in New York, which were sadly blocked by a Democratic judge. Then also, the Trump administration decided to send the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche to meet with Ghislaine Maxwell, who is cooperating and giving names to the Deputy Attorney General. Which all of this is making people angry for some reason. If you want information on these people, then you have to go to the source, to the person that was with Epstein the most, and that is Ghislaine Maxwell. The reason why I believe that Donald Trump is doing this and not just releasing the files is because Trump has seen the files, and there are things in those files that are about Donald Trump that aren't necessarily true. This is just a theory, but think about it. These Epstein files were in the hands of Joe Biden. Everyone was talking about them, and Donald Trump ran his campaign on this topic of releasing the Epstein files. So do you think that the Democrats in office could have added something to these files that would have made Donald Trump look bad? Because it is very interesting that before the election even happened and Donald Trump was talking about the Epstein files being released, the Democrats were like, this is nothing. We don't want the Epstein files released. We don't care about that. And now all of a sudden they've switched into saying we want them released. And now Republicans are saying we don't want them released. Why was there this turnaround? What is going on here? What is happening? I believe that Donald Trump is trying to look at other documents to make sure that the real stuff comes out, not this fake stuff. And that is why Donald Trump is calling this a witch hunt. Donald Trump is calling all of this fake news because he believes that there are bad actors who put bad stuff into the documents to make Donald Trump look bad. I mean, it's just a theory, but I believe now more than ever that we are closer to getting the Epstein files out. So can we please just put this story to bed? I'm going to go on vacation for a week, and hopefully by the time I get back, this whole story will be done, and we don't have to talk about it anymore. But with that, I just want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Dockery Docket. And until next time, like my mom always says, be good, be kind, be loving, goodbye.